So we're absolutely delighted to be a member of and supporting the Blood Cancer UK research collaborative looking into COVID-19. When we all know we're in a brand new position. There's a new viral disease in COVID-19. We don't really know a lot about the disease, and there's an even newer vaccine. And while studies have been done on the vaccine around safety and efficacy, and the results have shown that it's much safer to have the vaccine than to not, we don't know a patient level or disease level how myeloma patients are going to respond. So part of our willingness to join was that if we all do the research together, we can get the results, which will provide myeloma patients that information they need so that they can make those decisions about their day-to-day lives, which activities they pick up again, which they might want to pause back on. And without doing that, patients won't have any knowledge or any confidence around making the decisions. So that's part of our driver for doing it. It's one of these occasions where if all the blood cancer charities come together, as we've done in the collaborative, we're able to pool our resources, both in terms of funding, but also knowledge and expertise within the charities, but more importantly within the clinical community, so that we're asking the right research questions, getting the right research funded, and together there'll be much more data and much more results. So we're able to look at a bigger patient number and different diseases to see if there are any similarities, or also see if there's anything specific to any disease that would stand out that patients might need to be mindful of more risk. Hopefully that won't be the case, but that's one of the reasons that you all do research together. We're really delighted to join. So we are contributing money and both expertise to make sure that we are in a position to give patients the answer we need. And we know you need the answers because you ring us on the support line, and there's lots and lots of questions online. So hopefully in a few months we'll have some answers that you can have to help you make those decisions. So we're at that really exciting point in any research project that we've advertised the funding call, research questions have come in, and we've made some decisions. To date, there's 10 projects that have been awarded, one of which is specifically about myeloma, and that's great. That's the PREPARE study by Dr. Ramasamy at Oxford. What's great, again, I think I've said before about being in the collaborative and doing it this way, is the second part of the research study is that we'll be awarding some funding to undertake what's called a meta-analysis, which is when all the individual projects that we're funding, and those of which we haven't, but people will share their data and their results, and it will get pulled into a statistics package and analysed, and actually we'll be able to answer those specific research questions about, does your age matter? What line of treatment you're on, does it matter? Which vaccine you've had? And that's how we'll start to get those answers, by pulling all of the data together. So what happens next? Well, we're in a great position that we've managed to fund 10 projects so far. So if any new studies come in, we'll be able to assess them to see if they meet the criteria, to say if they'll answer an unknown patient group or what else they can add to the project, and we're able to still fund them. However, looking ahead to the future, it's a really exciting time in the research and what we do next. I think many of us can see a booster program on the horizon. So for us, there's a real question about what research is needed to make sure that we've got the right data and results that might inform what booster program is right for myeloma patients, based on what you had the first time, what vaccine you had the first time, where you are in your disease, what information does the research tell us to do that, or should we be funding some kind of booster trial? It's a really important question. And then the second part of what we need to do next is how do we start to influence those decisions? How do we get the information to the decision makers on the Joint Committee for Vaccination and Immunisation, or who at NHS England or the Department of Health do we need to talk to make sure that myeloma patients, your needs are met, and that your risks and how you make your decisions and your safety are of primary importance? So absolutely delighted that to announce that the research collaboration has funded the PREPARE study, which is being run out of Oxford by Dr. Karthik Ramasamy. It's a really great study looking at how patients respond to vaccine. And I think what's really interesting is it's a study that patients can elect to join themselves. You don't need to wait for your clinician or your doctor or anybody to say you should do this. Patients can put themselves into the study, and I think that that's a really great example of an ethically approved research project that can have mass participation for those patients who really want to contribute to the research effort. They've got a way to do so, and that's really, it must be so empowering for you all. So to all the patients that have signed up, have given their details, have submitted a study, have answered questions, thank you so much. Because by funding this study and you providing these samples and answers, the results of this will be that myeloma patients will just be that step closer. You'll all understand what the risk is, how you're responding to the vaccine, and that'll help you to be confident in the decisions you make about returning to your normal life, what that looks like, what it's right for you to do, what you might want to hold back on a bit, and just help you make those decisions a lot more. And then finally, I'd just like to wrap up by saying thank you to everybody who funds and donates to Myeloma UK. Because of this, we're able to put money into these great research projects, but also to everybody who just supports the work we do. It's invaluable. We couldn't do it without you. And thank you very much.